Hello everyone, and today we will be sharing with you one of our favorite vegetarian meals, which is a plant-based bowl. This bowl uses firm tofu, which happens to be a great source of calcium as well as protein. Just remember to drain your tofu, but you can use whatever tofu you want to use. You can use beans, you can use a lot of different protein options, but here we're going to do a tofu. So be sure to drain the tofu properly. You don't have to press it. A lot of people do press it. I don't. I just drain it, dry it a little bit with paper towel, and we're good to go. Also, you want to make sure that your tofu pieces are pretty much uniform in size, because we do not fry the tofu, we bake it. And so you want to have the pieces finish at the same time. You don't want really hard pieces of tofu unless that's really what you're going for. So just another thing to keep in mind as well is that tofu, even though it's firm or even super firm, it can be a little finicky and sometimes it'll crumble up a bit. So you do want to be pretty careful when you're chopping it, as well as when you're moving it around, like when you're mixing it, to make sure that it stays in those bite-sized pieces. Next, what you're going to do is take your tofu pieces and you're going to start filling them up into a bowl so we can get them seasoned. And right here, I just want to stop and say, if you have been enjoying our content thus far, please give us a like or a share, and even put something in the comments below, like what was your favorite food that we went over, like the ice creams or the breakfast burritos. Let us know what was your favorite down in the comments below. Here we are now seasoning our tofu. I did not put each seasoning up because we'll go ahead and put that in the description. Just keep in mind the tofu is bland, so it does look like a lot of seasoning, but it does need a good amount of seasoning, because not only are you compensating for the bland tofu, you're also compensating for the flour that will be placed on there. Again, if you're interested, just go ahead and look in the link in the description below, and we will have the recipe sitting there. Now, the vegetables that we will be using will come later, but this, I just want to show how I prepare the tofu so that it is crunchy. Now, the black pepper does not have to be that big. You can get finer ground black pepper or even white pepper, but whatever you do, make sure you mix that tofu well and you get all pieces coated. And we're mixing it, I guess, yeah, pretty good. Nice and mixed. You see where all the pieces are coated. Now what you're going to do is pop on an airtight lid and let it sit for at least 2 hours in the refrigerator or overnight. And sometimes I will do it a day ahead, like 2 days ahead, so that it gets really nicely seasoned. Next, we are going to be flouring that tofu. And as you can see, I'm using a mesh sifter. I have seasoned my tofu with the same seasonings I seasoned my flour with the same seasonings I used for my tofu. I'm only showing you this one in a small sifter because I wanted to get the detail of it. But typically I do take a big spoon, a couple of spoonfuls full, and sift them over a different bowl, and until all of them are completely coated and rather dry in the coating. Now, as they sit, some will turn darker, some will be lighter. If that bothers you, you can always dust the excess flour off, or you can just spritz them lightly with some cooking oil, like a neutral oil like olive, or well, olive is kind of neutral, but that's a good one to use. We typically use olive or vegetable oil. Then I'll place them in a preheated oven at 425 degrees for about 40 minutes. Now, once those have come out, that's when I will assemble my bowl. Since it is a plant-based bowl, your base can be whatever pasta or rice you like. That is totally a personal choice. Here, my daughter Vicky is actually making her bowl. She loves rice, so there you go, all the rice. Next, what we will do is assemble all of the vegetables. We did not take any footage of chopping vegetables because, hey, chopped vegetables, you can get them in a bag now. But anyway, so we use red cabbage. We will always have lettuce, which is our romaine lettuce. You see her placing that there. And then we will have our beautiful diced carrots. And next we will have diced cucumber with the seeds removed. You can leave the seeds in there if you want to, but it makes it a little bit more wet of a bowl. And if you're going to put dressing on top of your bowl, then you probably don't want all that extra liquid. She doesn't like dressing, so there you go. And in the middle, we will have our tofu nuggets. And typically we'll put green onions on top, but we didn't have any this day. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please again, subscribe to the channel. And on our next video, we will be doing a vegetarian/vegan dressing. Now, I know it's past the holidays, but hey, you can have dressing anytime with this one. All right, y'all have a good one.